Hey. Okay. So I can't believe this is where we're at, but it's 2020, so oh my gosh. Okay. So, I actually I saw the video. I think it was the quartering, and then I also saw it on Clownfish TV, and those are a couple of the commentary channels that I follow. And I think I don't remember which one I commented on, but even after I watched the videos, I checked again just to make sure. I mean, I know that they do their research, but it's just one of those things where it's like, is this actually happening? Because no, um they double triple check and everything when they do their videos. So I know they do their job well, and but it's just one of those things where it's like, really, really. So the movie, it's a remake, um The Witches. Um, One of those films I'm not really interested in, but yeah, it's a remake and everything, but from what I understand, it just wasn't very good. And it's received backlash. For like the most ridiculous reason. Now, apparently this is based off of I know I'm gonna say his name wrong, Roald Dahl. And of course, he also did Matilda, the BFG, and all of those. But I guess he did this one as well. Now, keep that in mind. People are going after Anne Hathaway's character because of the three fingers. They're supposed to be claws, but there are people, like disabilities and everything, and they are attacking Anne Hathaway's character because it's sensitive to children, especially with disabilities. This is why I'm doing the video, okay? And I've talked about this. I think that I'm sure the videos are deleted by now, but those of you that have followed me for some time, I was born with I don't remember what it's called. I never think about it, but I was born with 7 toes on my left foot. When I was 4, I had them removed, and I have extra toe bones in my foot. And actually, last month I've been having problems with it. I have a lot of pain in my foot right now because every once in a while the bones shift, and so I deal with it. And when I was dancing, oh, that was fun. And but this is the thing is I was one of the one of the complaints is that kids will see this movie, or whoever will see this movie, and consider themselves a monster, just like her character and everything else. It's like, if you're so attached like that, get help. Because I gotta tell you something, when I was a kid, growing up with this disability, I was dancing. I mean, one of the things is I had the surgery. I was 4, had the surgery, and the doctors actually said put her in dance so that so that I could gain my balance again. And I continued dancing for almost 20 years. And kids at school did not see me any different. In fact, they thought it was cool. When they heard about it, they thought it was, and I remember some kids were like, well, why didn't you make a necklace out of it? They thought it was, some gruesome stuff like that. Do you have them in a jar and all that stuff? And I was not seen any different, and I never thought of myself as a monster. In fact, when I thought of myself as a monster was when I got the epilepsy. That's when it hit. It wasn't because of being deformed. No. see, this is the problem, is you have these people who are offended for communities who aren't offended. You flare up and you get the major freakouts. Kids are not going to be offended unless you tell them to be offended. Honestly, I'm sure kids are not going to care. And why are kids watching this movie? Why? Why are you letting your child, you are upset to high heaven about Great Mouse Detective, but you'll have your kids watch this movie. Ban Great Mouse Detective because of a bar fight, but this one's okay. And then you throw hissy little temper tantrums because of talons. She's a fictional character. She's supposed to be a witch. Witches are supposed to be monsters. They're talons. She's supposed to be gruesome. She's supposed to look gnarled and gruesome and as creepy as possible. That's what the fictional character's supposed to look like. And as it turns out, Roald Dahl, I think it was the Quartering, showed he had sketches, and the director used those sketches to make Anne Hathaway's. I don't know where people's brains are. I really don't. This is the thing. And I'm not saying that, like, with my experience it's the same for everybody. I'm sure that kids were teased and everything else because of disabilities. And I lived in a small town and in a small community, and it's different everywhere else, and I'm fully aware of that. But when you flare up, you make it worse. You make it a hell of a lot worse. Quit being offended for people who aren't offended. Little children, and that's the part that really gets me, is you want to ban all of these Disney movies. You get all up in arms over these Disney movies from the 80s. You're like, why did they put this in the movie? Why did they put that in the movie? I can't believe that they would do that. And then you're talking about having your kids watch these movies. This horror movie. Why? Oh my gosh, that's just like my aunt. She let her children, my cousins, watch movies like Cujo and The Shining. and it shows, because, my cousin, well, one of them anyway, she has to have the light on all the time. And she's a year older than me. It just, she's afraid of the dark. But she would make fun of me when she thought I was. I never was. They're talons. For a fictional character, they're... Why do people flare up like this? I don't get it. Yes, I was born with a disability. And the doctor even said, after my surgery and everything, put her in dance. I danced for 20 years. And I think you'd be surprised how many dancers have the extra toes and everything like that. Some of them don't even have the surgery. They still have the toes because they function just fine. But for me, I was running around in the backyard and had a pain in my foot, and they decided the toes need to go. Because, yeah, there's no reason, because of the pain. But I think you'd be surprised how many of those dancers have the extra limbs and everything. There was an actress. Oh, she was the one in Prince of Persia, and she had extra fingers, and I think on both hands. And I don't know if she had them removed or not, but yeah, you'd be surprised how many of those celebrities have. And it's Anne Hathaway should not have had to apologize. She was playing a fictional character. The sketches are there that Roald Dahl created for the character in this story. That's just like going after, in Lord of the Rings, the orcs. Don't the orcs have like 3 fingers or whatever? Why don't we start going after all those cartoon characters that only have 3 fingers? I mean, it's just ridiculous. Mickey Mouse only has 3 fingers. Yeah, Mickey and Goofy and all those, they only have 3 fingers. Why don't you throw a hissy tantrum over that too? Why don't we ban those characters as well? Because if you're gonna go after this one, go after the. See, it's you. You can't contradict yourself. If you're gonna go after this, you gotta go after the others as well. Let's just destroy all of it. But as someone who has the disability, I grew up just fine. I never saw myself as a monster until I was diagnosed with epilepsy. That's when it kicked in. And the kids never saw me as any different. They thought it was cool. And they saw the scar on my foot and everything. And so I don't get where this comes from. This isn't supposed to be offensive, but you find a way for it to be offensive. Let's just ban all the cartoons that have 3-fingered characters now, too. Yeah. You guys are out of control. Just stop it.